Grand Rapids police say that violent crime is down for the first half of 2023, and that includes 5 fewer homicides than this time last year. While police are doing their job, there is also an effort on the part of those who don't wear a badge. News 8's Joe LaFurgey has this story.
If there is one thing that most people agree on, it's that violent crime isn't just a policing problem. Behind the flashing lights at a crime scene in Grand Rapids these days are people like Rich Griffin.
We may be at the incident before police because our connection to, the folks who may be involved in those incidences.
Griffin is part of Cure Violence. The group, formed in the early 2000s, takes a public health approach to dealing with violent crime, looking for the spread of the disease, coming up with cures to keep it from spreading. Cure Violence sends violence interrupters to crime scenes to talk to those impacted by crime and keeps the peace using individuals who walk the walk and talk the talk.
We are engaged.
Griffin grew up in southeast Grand Rapids before he was sentenced to 2 life terms for murder.
I was released after 23 years of that, and part of my penance, if you will, is giving back to the community, which I spent time destroying.
He and other Cure Violence interrupters' criminal past provides a commonality on the streets that helps mediate potentially violent situations, changing community norms.
And pulling at the heartstrings of individuals in the community. If we don't change the philosophy of violence in our communities, we will not change the commission of violence in the communities.
Since November of 2021, Cure Violence has been working in the Grand Rapids neighborhood bordered by Fuller to Division, Wealthy to Hall. Now, it takes about 2.5 to 3 years of data to measure the true impact of the program, but Griffin says there are signs Cure Violence is having a positive impact.
There is some correlation to what our boots on the ground staff is doing for the community.
What you won't see Cure Violence members mingling with police.
Because we know without the credibility of that, then we lose our inroads in the community. So we try to do our best to keep those two worlds separated.
Something GRPD Chief Eric Winstrom says he understands.
So that trust factor is immediately out if Cure Violence shows up with somebody dressed like me standing next to him. So to make those inroads, we have to keep that separation. But when it does come time for them to ask, will you stand up next to us, we're going to be there for them.
Cure Violence is hoping to expand their efforts into neighborhoods in the 1st and 2nd Ward in the coming year. In Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, News 8.